Okay, sorry. The camera, some reason, decided that it was tired of hearing my voice, and you know, I can't really blame it. So what we're doing right now is we're working on the median for a interval ratio data in a frequency distribution. We're not going to do it the way we did it in the ordinal data with the cumulative percentages. This time we're going to do it with the formula for the position of the median and the cumulative frequency. So in the first row for the cumulative frequency, we carry the 12 over because 12 people slept 4 hours or less. In the next row, we're going to add 12 and 3 to get 15. Okay? Because 15 people slept 5 hours or less. We'll keep doing that. 15 plus 32, that's 47. Okay, plus 1, that's 48. Plus 56, that's, I believe, 104. That's right. Plus 22 is 126. Plus 10 is 136. The last row in our cumulative frequency is always going to be the same as the total. Okay? Because all of the people in the data set slept 10 hours or less per night on average. So now that we have our cumulative frequency and our position of the median, all we need to do is find the row that first passes 68.5. So 4 hours, no, that doesn't pass 68.5. 15, no. 47, no. 48, no. 104, yes. 104 is the first cumulative frequency to pass 68.5. Therefore, for 104, the category is 8. So the median is 8 hours. Alright, so that's another way that you can find the median, is by finding the position and making a cumulative frequency distribution. Now, for the last measure of central tendency, the mean, we need to use the formula for the mean. And if you remember, the formula for the mean, y bar, which is the mean, is the sum, that's sigma, of all raw scores, y, divided by the total number of people, which is n. So here, we already have n, right? n is 136. So all we need to do now is find the sum of all y's, the sum of all raw scores. And so that it doesn't get confusing, I'm going to erase the cumulative frequency row, or column I guess, because all we need to find the mean is the values and the frequencies. So now we're finding the total hours slept by all the people who slept 4 hours. So 12 people slept 4 hours, right? So if we wrote this out in long form, that would be 12 fours, right? And we would add all those up. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, etc. until we got to 12 numbers, which would be 48 total hours by all of the people who slept 4 hours. And we would do that for each value here. So 3 people slept 5 hours, that's 15. 32 people slept 6 hours, that's 192. 1 person slept 7 hours, so that's just 7. 56 people slept 8 hours, that's 448 total hours by all the people who slept 8 hours. 22 people slept 9 hours. And 10 people slept 10 hours. Alright? So we can add up all those hours to get our total sum of all values. That would be 100 plus 198 plus 448 plus 7 plus 192 plus 15 plus 48. That gives us 1,008 total hours slept by everybody in our data. So here we're going to do 1,008 because that is the sum, right? The sum of all the y's, of all the raw values. Each of these numbers is a raw value. So 4 is going to happen 12 times, 5 is going to happen 3 times, 6 is going to happen 32 times, etc. if we wrote it out in long form. But instead, we're just going to multiply the category by the frequency to get total hours. So now we find the mean by dividing 1008 by 136. That gives us 7.41 hours. So the mean is 7.41 hours slept. Alright? So as you can see, our mode, median, and mean from this table are very similar to each other, right? The mode and the median are equal, and the median and the mean are pretty similar. So this would be fairly symmetrical data. Remember, symmetrical data have equal mean, median, and mode. If we did this calculation and we ended up having 12 hours of sleep as our mean, then our mean would be greater than our median, so we would have a positively skewed data set. But it ended up being very close to our median and mode, right? 7.41 is very close to 8 and 8. So we have a fairly symmetrical data set here. Now, that's how we would find the mean, median, and mode for interval ratio data that is organized in a frequency distribution. So at this point, we've done all of the measures of central tendency for nominal, ordinal, and interval ratio data using frequency tables. For a last example, we are going to do using a list of raw scores. So that's just numbers, right? So here's 0, 1, 10, 27, 13, 1, 2, 1, 13, 5, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So n equals 11. We have 11 total values in our data set. So to find the mode, all we need to do is figure out which number happens the most often. We could do that by going through and trying to figure out which one happens the most, but it's much easier if you first put all the numbers in order. So we know that 0 is the lowest number in this data set. So we got 0. This 1, is there any other ones? Yep, there's a 1 there. And there's a 1 there. Right, what's next? Oh, there's a 2. So 2. Are there any 3s? No 3s. So it looks like the next lowest number is a 5. Then this 7, followed by this 10, then this 13 and this 13, and finally that 27. Okay, so now all the numbers are in order. So it's much easier to find the mode, and we were going to have to put them all in order anyway to find the median. So to find the mode, we just have to find the numbers that happen more than once, right? So 1 happens 3 times and 13 happens twice. So since 1 happens the most times, 1 is the mode. Next, we're going to do the median. The median is the number that happens in the middle. Remember our formula, n plus 1 divided by 2. So that's 11, remember we have 11 numbers, plus 1 divided by 2, that is 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So our median value is the one that is in the 6th position. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our median. 5 is our median. We can check that by making sure that the same number of values are to the left as there are to the right of the median. So there are 5 numbers to the left of the median and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers to the right. So that's how we can check. Finally, we have to find the mean, okay? And to do that, we do y bar equals the sum of all raw scores divided by n. So to find the sum of all raw scores, we add all these up. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 17, 27, 40, 53, 80. So our sum of all y's is 80. And our n is 11. Remember, we have 11 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the mean is simply 80 divided by 11, which is 7.27. So our mean here is 7.27. And that's it. So that's measures of central tendency. That's mean, median, and mode for nominal data, ordinal data, and interval ratio data. We also went over frequency tables, cumulative frequency tables, percentage tables, and cumulative percentage tables because we needed those on the way to get to our mean, median, and mode. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you use it.